Hello, I'm Richard Yap. Today I'd like to talk about conscious parenting, but not conscious parenting in the way the world knows and where it's going. This is from a whole different perspective. It's more like spiritual conscious parenting, but not the way we spiritual people know it. It's about holographic conscious parenting. Well, what is this? Let me explain. Imagine a being turns up as a beautiful newborn babe on this planet. This babe has never had a past life, has never had any karma, has never had any incarnation, and this babe is from the stars, a light master, a very highly evolved being that comes into this planet for a time like this, at this critical juncture of Earth's history in its transition from the third to the fifth dimension, with a very special purpose to play a profound part in the ascension of planet Earth. And so, if a being were to come in like that to parents, how would parents bring this child up? In other words, if you imagine that baby Jesus was born again, how would you bring baby Jesus up? And so, we have this process or concept, which I'll try to articulate, which I will call holographic conscious parenting. Now, the first part of that is to understand source. When you understand source, you first have to start with all that is. What is all that is? All that is the ultimate creator, the big G, the nothingness. And from the nothingness comes everything. And so, how does this relate to the babe? The babe comes in with nothing and has everything. And because it has no baggage, no karma, the everything that it has in its potentiality and energy field is complete. Source also relates to this babe from the stars. So knowing the origin of this babe from the stars is going to make a difference. How do you find out? Well, it's all about the spiritual intuitive process. When you ask the universe questions like that, an answer will come in an appropriate manner, in an appropriate way. And then, what about source? Well, how about the central sun? What about the energy of the central sun from which everything comes from? The highest beings come from the central sun. So, tapping into the energy, the wisdom, the power of beings from the central sun will be an element of understanding the source of this babe. The next branch I've got here is love. Now, it's not the love that we know, but it's raw love. Raw love in its complete, unadulterated form. And raw is also the acronym for the reality actualization of your world in love. Interesting thing is that we live in a duality and polarity. This babe doesn't actually have to go through the duality and polarity. They will experience some, but they don't need to take it on. There is no need for this babe, this being of light and love, to go through the tumultuous contrasts and swings and pendulums of going through voids of love back to love. And so love then is cyclical in their life. Now, how do parents relate to a babe in cyclical love? So rather than love going around, it takes a helical form. How does that work? Well, how it works is the elements of love and direction of love from parent to child doesn't go in a circle. It goes from parent to child, out to others, maybe to nature, maybe to elements, maybe to past environment, and back. And it doesn't go in a circle. It goes in a helical, cyclical fashion. And then not only that, it may shift in terms of steps from one to the other. Then this love has a particular expression. The expression of this love will transcend the human limitations of the 3D mind. And thus the experience then, the babe will experience in each moment, will have love and expansiveness in its fullness. So then, instead of the odd moment being precious and poignant, every moment then becomes precious and poignant. The third branch I have here is light. Light first is about the eyes here. What is it about the eyes? The eyes are the powerful communication between the parents and the child. They will move from one to the other with amazing power. And then the sun is an important part. So sun gazing for the babe with the parents will be a very important ritual at sunrise and sunset. And through the eyes will be the communication of the light at the highest level. When a parent holds a baby up and looks in their eyes, it's very powerful. But this process here in holographic conscious parenting then becomes a ritual of the highest intensity and love, which then brings about the expression of that light in things that happen in the life. So the expression as a result of all that in the family, with interaction with other people, shifts. Then there's the projection of that light. That light then finds itself moving from the parent-child to a lot of other people in different areas. That is the projection, where light goes into darkness. And of course, it enhances relationships. The next branch is the being. Who is this little one? This little one is a light master. And when you look upon this being as a light master, all of a sudden, your relationship, your attitude, the way you relate to this one changes. And so, being a light master, this little being will be able to communicate with you in telepathy, which requires the parents to actually develop those skills, which will be interesting. And so some parents that don't have it, this is part of their journey. And then the consciousness of this little one will be at an enormously high frequency, such that their presence will radiate out energy and love, so that those that just come into their presence will feel it and know it. Then this being has intimacy to the greatest depth to allow fullness of their beingness and their expression, everything else. Then we look at the purpose. Why did this being come into this planet? And it's about ascension of planet Earth. Planet Earth moving, ascending, requires help and assistance and energy. It also is about convergence. Convergence are things coming together to a point. It's also about mergence. Mergence is about separateness coming together into oneness. And the purpose of this little one is about leadership, and an example of leadership. And the last quality in purpose is converting. Converting from lower dimensions to higher dimensions. Converting from lack of love and voids of love to fullness of love. And so there's many dimensions of converting and changing coming in. Then the energy is about the ultimate resonance of this being and this child and everything around. And the energy will be transmuting as a result of life experiences, growth, interaction, which requires a universal perspective and connection. Then, of course, with energy, you cannot leave out Mother Gaia and the connection with Mother Gaia, the interaction with Mother Gaia, the part of Mother Gaia. The next quality is wisdom. Wisdom, first of all, comes from the divine wisdom of the universe, the wisdom of the Creator in everything. And then we tap into ancient wisdom. Ancient wisdom is the history of the divine expressed on this planet in different ways. And there is much in ancient wisdom that we can learn that will express for the future. And then there's also transcending wisdom. Transcending wisdom is wisdom from a time and place that shifts and moves, that is appropriate for the future. Then another branch is nurturing. This nurturing is very important. It's about the environment that's sacred, that's developed. And then the environment is about light and color and sound. at the highest level, having animals to connect with the child in the greatest love, in nature. And it's all about the rhythms and cycles of nature within nurturing of the environment. Nurturing also has many other aspects, like relationships, etc. Then lastly, we have oneness, because oneness is what everything's about and where it's all going to go. When planet Earth goes from the third to the fifth dimension, there'll be oneness, and it's about the space of everything around, whereby the beingness in the space moves towards oneness. And relationships are extremely important, along with the consciousness of those relationships into oneness. And so, holographic conscious parenting requires a whole dimension and perspective required for those that know and wish to partake of this process, particularly of the children coming in from the future. And these ones that are about to come in are very, very special, coming in with full knowledge and all their senses activated in terms of potentiality. We live in exciting times, and when we start to see these children come in who are beyond indigo children, they are the next level. It will be phenomenal. I'm Richard Yap.
Good job, brother. Well delivered, man. Awesome. Yeah, you guys are all sort of... No, that's cool. Beautiful. Well,